Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 13, text number 22. Kim vam hovena uddishya Brahmadandam ayuyujan Dandavrata dhare rajni Munayo dharmako vidaha. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vidura also inquired, how is it that the great sages who were completely conversant with religious principles desired to curse King Vena, who himself carried the rod of punishment, and thus awarded him the greatest punishment, Brahmashapa? Purport. It is understood that the king is able to give punishment to everyone, but in this case it appears that the great sages punished him. The king must have done something very serious, otherwise how could the great sages, who were supposed to be the greatest and most tolerant, still punish him in spite of their elevated religious consciousness? It appears also that the king was not independent of the Brahmanical culture. Above the king was the control of the Brahmanas, and if needed, the Brahmanas should dethrone the king or kill him, not with any weapon, but with the mantra of a Brahmashapa. The Brahmanas are so powerful that simply by cursing, one would immediately die. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So Vidura is inquiring further that he was puzzled that generally the sages control themselves, they don't curse anybody. But how is it that the sages cursed King Vena, who himself had the authority to punish anybody in the kingdom, who himself carried the rod of punishment? An authority who is charged with the power to punish others is a king. And the sages punished him by Brahmashapa. So he was curious to know, there must be something very, very serious King Vena has done, or he was such a bad king that for the good of humanity, the sages who are the Brahmanas, they cursed King Vena to die. So this is the Prabhupada is explaining here that within a human society, there are all kinds of controls where every person has an authority above him. Even a Kshatriya who is supposed to be the authority for the entire kingdom, he was also under the authority of the Brahmanas. In other words, the king was to conduct himself, the affairs of his kingship, based on the advice of the Brahmanas, whose special qualification were that they were in touch with Brahman, they were in touch with God, they were in touch with the spiritual dimension. So they could bring down the instruction that was appropriate for this material world and then give that direction to the king. So that was the system. That is the ideal system. Of course, nowadays there is nothing like that. So everybody's function is all topsy-turvy. And first of all, there are no Brahmanas. Kalo Shudra Sambhava. Everybody is born as a Shudra in Kali Yuga. And Brahmana culture is cultivated. Just like in our Krishna consciousness mission, Brahmanical qualities are cultivated by the association of the supreme mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this verse it is also said the power of the mantras. How by the power of mantra, the Brahmanas or the sages, they uttered the mantra so perfectly, with perfect consciousness, that it produced its desired result. Every mantra has its meaning, and it has its method, and it has its result. The meaning, then the method of worshipping that mantra, and the result that you get from worshipping that mantra. So every mantra has these three components. And the Brahmanas, they were perfectly educated in the matter of each of the mantra as to their meaning, as to the method, and as to the result that each mantra would give. So every Vedic mantra is preceded by the word Om. Every Vedic mantra. Vedas are full of mantras which produce different results. And it required Brahmanas to follow that method to bring those results. Kshatriyas would engage the Brahmanas on their behalf if they wanted the result of the mantra. The Brahmanas would do the yajna on behalf of the Kshatriyas, on behalf of the Vaishyas, and then produce a result that comes out of such yajna. So the word Om precedes all the Vedic mantras. And the word Om, Krishna says, I am Om. I am the Pranava. That is a starting point from which the varieties of, that is a starting point of Brahman, from where varieties of other names of the Lord or other mantras of this world. There are mantras that produce material results. There are mantras that take you to spiritual world. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Like that it takes you. There are mantras which start with Om, that means impersonal Brahman is the root of all the material existence. Is situated on Brahman. So with Om, there are many karma kanda mantras. So in this way, the Brahmanas were expert in handling the chanting of these mantras. Of course, in Kali Yuga, it is said that even in Bhagavatam also, there are cases, even in those days, when they were expert, by improper intonation, another result they got, opposite result they got. Because Sanskrit is like that. That mantra, it has to be pronounced properly. And that mantra contains within it all the Shakti. And all these mantras are given in the Vedas, means it's all coming in the descending process. It is not man-created. It is not created by human beings, the mantras. They have to be taken from the Shastras. So in Kali Yuga, nobody is qualified to chant proper mantras, to do proper yajna. At the same time, every result that you get from every mantra, you get from the namas, the names of the Supreme Lord. Especially so, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prescribed, the particular mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is called the Maha Mantra. This doesn't proceed by Om, because it is directly Krishna's names. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has revealed that Kalikale Namarupe Krishna Avatara. So when Krishna's name, when you start a mantra with Om, then it is a preliminary first level of purification by associating with Brahman, associating with Krishna. I am Om, Krishna says. So all mantras require preliminary purification. But in the case of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, there is no Om, because it is Krishna himself, Krishna's name himself. It is directly. It is said, Om appavitro pavitro va. Om appavitro pavitro va sarvavastang gatopi va. Yat pundarikaksham sabahyamtara suchi Vishnu Vishnu Vishnu. Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. Whether you are a pavitra or pavitra, you are pure or impure. Sarvavastam, in all situations. Yat smaret pundarikaksham. By remembering the lotus-eyed Lord. Sabbahyabhyantara suchihi. Inside and outside, one gets purified by simply remembrance of Pundarikaksha. So that is why we see that there is a difference between mantras and the names of the Lord. This is also called mantra, Maha Mantra. So, if at all anybody wants any phala through mantra chanting, then it is through chanting the names of the Lord. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kala. Niyamita, no niyama, no rules. Whereas every mantra has rules, has a method. As Prabhupada says, those who do not know the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra also, they get purified. Within Krishna Nama, everything is contained. All purifying Shaktis are contained within that sound. So simple process alone is required. Even that simple method we don't follow. Just chant and hear. Just chant and hear. Somebody asked me a question, Hare Rama, Rama. Whether it is Rama or Rama. I said, Krishna Nama has no. Chinese cannot pronounce Krishna. Still they are making advancement. The holy name of the Lord is so powerful that due to your bad karma you cannot pronounce properly Krishna. Self-correction happens and you get the same benefit. Because everything is contained. With devotion and faith, we should chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even mechanically chanting, we are making so much progress. Mechanically, we are finishing 16 rounds, we are making so much progress. Imagine actually you hear the sound of the Hare Krishna 16 rounds. what tremendous advancement we will make. So for that little study at least we can do, how to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra attentively. After a few days of learning to chant, our tongue automatically chants. And initially when we are learning to chant, our mind is there on the chant. Oh, after Hare it is Krishna, after Hare Krishna, then Krishna Krishna I have to say. Then I have to say Krishna Krishna, then I have to say Hare Hare. Then Hare Rama, then I have to say Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because you do not know the mantra, your mind is there. But after you become, your senses get trained, automatically Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, you chant. But you can continue to chant and hear, that means with the mind on the chanting, or you can leave the chanting to automatic chanting and mind can be absorbed in thinking and doing other things. Then you cannot hear. So hearing the sound means running your knowing faculty along with the chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you have to know the mantra as it goes on, can you think of anything? No, you cannot think. Your mind can do only one thing. Suppose I tell you, in a railway station platform you stand and a train is passing by. I tell you, keep watching, note down each bogie number as it passes. So, tuck, 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 it passes. Your mind is completely locked up in noting the number, isn't it? One is over, next is coming, next is coming, next is coming, next is coming. There's no question of, at that time you cannot think of something. If you think something, you will miss. In the same way, when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, at least you start thinking in terms of 2 words at a time. Now I'm in Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Or at least think in terms of 2 parts of the mantra. Now I am in Hare Krishna, next I am in Hare Rama. Be aware. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's all is required. Just know. Knowing is hearing, knowing the sound. It is not about concentrating on the sound. Concentrating means going deep. Nothing, just hear. You cannot go deep into the sound. You hear the sound. So, actual japa, both chanting and hearing, both constitute an action, a doing. In chanting, your karma indriya is acting. That means you are engaging your karma indriya with tongue and throat, lips. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is for chanting. And for hearing, what are you doing? There is a doing in hearing also. What is that? You have to move your attention. It's an action. You have to move your attention word to word, or combined word to word, or at least each chant you should move your attention to Hare Krishna string and Hare Rama string. And after a lot of practice of that, then you can move your attention to two words, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And finally, after a lot of practice, your mind, actually, no need of lot of practice. If you start your first round, second round, third round, fourth round in this way, first round, Hare Krishna ring, Hare Krishna, recognize Hare Krishna string and Hare Rama string. After 4-5 rounds, you recognize two words, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. After that, you see, if you are hearing, automatically your sharpness of your attention will build up the Hare Krishna string word by word knowingly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. But most important thing is, one mantra you can do, then the mind goes away somewhere else. Uninterruptedly one should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Because this sound is the fire of Satchidananda, infinite fire of Satchidananda. We should put our soul into this fire. Just like you put the iron in the fire, how it gets red hot. The soul is like our iron. But Krishna is so merciful that he is ready to go into your heart as a fire. Because the soul is seated in the heart. So that fire has to go inside, means it has to go through the mind, ear, mind. If your mind is not on the sound, then you are depriving yourself of the most powerful purifying association, Satchidananda fire, Surya of Satchidananda. Nam Akari Bhuda Nija Sarva Shakti. Krishna's Sarva Shakti is on your tongue. And that has to be taken into your heart through the ears and the mind. Mind is a conduit. If mind is not, mind is the wheeler of the attention of the soul. Your attention is where your mind is. So attention is a connection between the soul and this Nama Avatara. So you should know this science. And if you do it properly, means you have to be very effective in touching the holy name of the Lord. Your soul has to be very effective in touching the holy name of the Lord. That is attention. You can touch, you cannot touch the holy name with your hands. You can touch the holy name with your tongue. But tongue is a gross tongue. Gross sound you can touch. But the Satchidananda Shaktis you can touch only through your attention. Just like now you are all hearing me, your attention is here. Your phone rings, your attention is there. You should recognize your power to give your attention where you want to. Your soul is where your attention is. So if I want to touch the holy name, my soul has to be on the sound. So even though this is a Nama mantra, Harinama, not just a mantra, still here also there are some simple rules if you want to be very effective in associating with the sound incarnation of the Lord. If you get the science and if you learn how to become effective more and more day after day, everything is achieved in life for a devotee. He gets empowered to preach because the Lord is waiting to empower the devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to liberate the whole world. So that consciousness, Krishna consciousness is the only shortage. And that Krishna consciousness you can inject into your soul by chanting and hearing that very same sound. The golden command of Srila Prabhupada. Chant Hare Krishna and hear the very same sound. Such a simple rule. But don't underestimate, something is very simple, the result also will be simple. No, something very simple it is, but it will give you everything up to Krishna Loka, up to removing all your ignorance. Everything will be achieved. That faith you should have in these three mantras, in the three seeds, Hare, Krishna and Rama. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is composed of three shabdas, Hare, Krishna and Rama. You should learn how to become attached, perceive these three sounds as an infinite source of everything. So what more is required? The iron put in the fire, it becomes red hot. In the same way, our original Surupa, Satchidananda Surupa, will blossom like a bud opens up and it becomes a flower. How a flower blooms. The same way our consciousness, which is now inflicted with Sattva-guna, Tamo-guna and Raja-guna, is all transformed by the heat, just like iron gets transformed by the heat. Sattva, Chitta and Ananda Shaktis, they are all Shaktis. Sattva Shakti, Chitta Shakti, Ananda Shakti. Just like sun god is there, sun planet is there, it's also light and heat. And then it is emanating, radiating light and heat everywhere. It's all energy. Sun is energy of the sun god. Similarly, Satchidananda Shakti is the Shakti of the personality of Nama, who is Nama Prabhu. That's why he is called Surya of Satchidananda. So Nama Prabhu becomes very pleased. The personality of the holy name becomes very pleased to allow ourselves to lock our attention onto him and then get spiritualized. Asat, Achit and Jadananda. These three coverings are there on this soul. Sat will go and dissolve Asat. Achit, ignorance, knowledge, pure Chit will go and finish all the ignorance. Just like when you put light, darkness goes. Ananda, all Jadananda, all false, bogus beliefs we have got. This means happiness, this means pleasure. All are asat. They are false. Bodily Ananda is not Ananda. Atma Ananda is real Ananda. So this Satchit Ananda, this Ananda Shakti will go into our heart. Give us a taste of Atma Ananda. Then we start losing the taste for Jadananda. So it's so scientific, you see. But you have to send these Shaktis through your ears. So as I said, even inattentive chanting is giving so much result. Because tongue is engaged in service of the Lord, even if it is mechanical chanting. It's one of the senses, you are engaging your tongue. But we all know that it's an offensive. It's offensive because it's Krishna himself, it's a personality. It's not some impersonal sound. He has come before you for a purpose. And the purpose is to go inside you and purify you. And you mechanically chant and you don't take him inside. Then you are chanting in a way in vain. Don't take the name of God in vain, they say. Of course, doing japa mechanically, I would not say taking in vain. But what it really taking in vain means chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra for material benefits, for all the material desires, fulfillment of desires. Taking in vain means what? What is the value? What is it that the holy name can give you? And you are a foolish person, you are going and asking for some stupid things. Of course, we chant on the order of the spiritual master, so even if it is mechanical, it will one day awaken us and bring us into devotional chanting. But we can accelerate by knowing the Nama Tattva, by knowing about Nama Avatara, by knowing how avatars work. Avatars are merciful incarnations. Incarnations are all inconceivable mercy aspect of the Lord, that He is becoming accessible to our senses. We should take full advantage of Avatara. He is coming for us, whether it is deity or whether it is holy name. They are come for us out of apara priti, unlimited priti for His living entities. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nastiva, Gatiranyata. Nothing you need. You develop deep faith in the holy name, in Nama Prabhu, that by chanting I will achieve everything, I can attain everything. Let me learn how to chant properly without offenses. Fortunately, we, with our lifestyle, having become the devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement, many of the 10 offenses we are already avoiding. For instance, we never consider demigods to be on the same platform as Krishna. We don't equalize. That is one of the offenses. And we do not think that this chanting Hare Krishna is some puja, ritualistic puja. Normally ritualistic puja are done for specific benefits. We don't think like that. We think this is meant to take us back to Godhead. Still, most of us do the offense of the 10th offense. Luckily, by coming to shelter of Prabhupada, by simply being in the Krishna consciousness movement, 9 offenses we are avoiding. Just see. Only one obstacle we have to clear. The 10th offense. Maintaining ahanta and mamata and inattention. To maintain material attachments in spite of so many instructions. Material attentions means what? Actually nothing is mine. This body, I am not this body. So slowly we should come to the platform of chanting. Okay, body, through the body you are chanting, but body is not you. I am chanting. The soul is chanting. So you chant out of bodily concept. Freedom from attachment to this material body, that I am this body. Freedom from attachment to everything connected to the body as mine. Aham and mama. So pure chanting is free from aham and mama. And one of the reasons why the attention gets distracted is because of what? Because of this aham and mama only. Of course, the holy name itself will burn away aham and mama if you go on. But at least we should be attentive. We should touch the holy name of the Lord. Devotion or no devotion. See that the sound goes inside. As I said, attention means attentive. Chanting means what? It's an act, it's a doing of running your knowing faculty. Just like you are giving your knowing faculty to what I am speaking. Suppose your mobile rings, you are giving your knowing capacity to that sound. You are moving. You take your mind away from what I am speaking and you move it there. So hearing japa means running the knowing with the sound. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. If you are doing this, you just cannot think of anything else. Because mind has to be there in moving your knowing with the sound. Attention is always there. You are not creating attention. Oh, I should attentively chant. You are not creating attention. Attention is already there. If it is not here, it will be somewhere else. When you say attentively chant, it doesn't mean that you have to create attention. Attention, you cannot stop being attention. Even the dream, you have attention. But you have the power to direct the attention. So here it is said that the mantra is so powerful that that simply by their cursing one would immediately die. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so powerful, it will kill all the false egos that are there in our chittam, in our consciousness. They are all stored. Enjoyer egos, whatever in the past, they are all enjoyer egos. That's why suddenly they haunt us. Oh, now enjoy. With all the old memories, they'll come. Enjoy now. So all that false egos are ghosts that we have created within our own chittam, consciousness, in our own mind, subconscious mind. So all these independent enjoyer egos that are there, that means false selves, they all get killed if you hear the holy name of the Lord. That is called Cheto Darpana Marjanam, cleansing the heart. You'll be a different person. What we think today, what we are, in various circumstances, they're all conditioned. Our true identity is only I am eternal servant of Krishna. And as servant of Krishna, you are doing different role plays you can do. Now we have forgotten that we are servant of Krishna and independent role plays we are trying to enjoy. As a man, as a woman, as this and that, so many things. So when the holy name goes inside, you get liberated. That is what liberated. You get liberated from the ghosts of material enjoyment, enjoyer egos. So we are experiencing this. What is mentioned here about the mantra Shakti, we are experiencing this in our consciousness. We all changed our lives. Lives don't change so easily. Egos don't go so easily. By Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we have just see how people who start chanting Hare Krishna, they give up all wrong association. All the old friends go away. And that, along with that old friend, you have an old friendship inside you. That will vanish. No longer all those friends are friends anymore. Neither are you interested in those friendly exchanges. How all this purification is happening? By chanting of the holy name. You become a different person. Very powerfully it is acting. Because of Nam Nama Kari Bauda Nija Sarva Shakti. Any questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, the act of doing is generally associated with karma indriyas, like moving the tongue. But today you told that doing is shifting of attention, knowing attention from one nama to other. So this doing is different from the doing of chanting?
No, doing of knowing. First one is doing of a karma indriya. Another is doing of knowing. Your free will. Knowing is a jnana indriya activity. But who will direct the knowing? So there is a doing required. So actually, when you say concentration, it is a doing concentration, not seeing concentration. When you put a dot on the wall, okay, go on seeing concentration. It's not seeing concentration. Seeing goes on changing. Now it's Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. It's going on changing. Now you have to run with that. Run your knowing with that. Okay. So it is handling, managing your knowing. That is a kind of a doing. Subtle doing. Karma indriya is doing something. Jnana indriya is doing something. Correct? Both are being done by the subtle body. Isn't it? Everything is an action. We use our free will to know. We use our free will to do gross actions. We use our free will to know. So we should use our free will to combine these two, chanting and hearing.
So the act of not allowing the attention to go anywhere is also doing.
You're doing something there. But it's a subtle doing. Whereas chanting is a gross doing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whereas the other one is a mind's doing. Any other question? Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, my question is about the attention span is what we discussed today. Attention. Question is regarding the attention. So, even though we understand bodily ananda and the soul's ananda, chanting of the holy name, but still there is a stimulation towards bodily pleasures, the relationship with the body. So what is the trigger? Like attention still goes on the bodily sound, I would say, connected to the body. Attention immediately will be...
During chanting?
During chanting or in the regular basis also. Let's say any...
Regular basis, our attention is fully trapped into the body.
During chanting as well.
We all have created a mind world where I am this body, you are the body, you are the body. Everywhere we see everybody as bodies. And every relationship as bodily. You're finished. You're in this world of bodily relationship. And I and mind. So that is a root thing. I and mind to go, that is the pure chitta energy comes from the nama. You see, not only soul, you see the super soul in each body. You don't see this body is yours. It is given to you. The real owner is sitting in the body. Super soul is the real owner. Even though he is a real owner, he does not want any fruit out of that. The Upanishads say that in this body, soul and super soul are like two birds. And one bird wants to eat the fruit, other bird does not won't any eat, because it's not material. Super soul does not take any pleasure in matter. It is created, that whole matter, material body, all these things are duplicate bodies, created for those who want to forget Krishna and independently imitate Krishna. Because Krishna is independent. So during chanting is your question or always? During chanting. During chanting we have to practice hearing. Hearing will give you the answers how to hear. It's just like this. First I start my japa in the bodily concept of life. But I hear. That hearing will dissolve the bodily concept. Little improvement will come, detachment will come. With a more detached self, you will chant your rounds. After a few years, even more detached way yourself. That means the chanter is getting purified. The quality of chanter is changing as you advance. It is not the same chant, same quality that you started chanting as a bhakta. As you go on, the knowledge that is, that chitta shakti that is flowing into your heart purifies you. You are a better person, you are a better chanter. And the best chanter is when you develop complete humility. Tirnadapi sunichena tarorapi shaishna manina manadena kirtaniya sada hari. That is the ultimate chanting. That means the chanter is in his proper constitutional position. Tirnadapi sunichena tarorapi shaishna. That chanting will be very powerful. That chanting will produce ecstasies. Because you see, just like reciprocation. Let's say me and you are talking. I project my angry personality towards you. How will you reciprocate? Accordingly, no? Right? I very humbly come before you. Your reciprocation is different. Right? So what is the personality you project? What is the personality with which you approach this Nama Avatara? Because Nama Avatara is a real person. What is the personality? That is Trinadapi Sunichena, best. Humbler than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. It takes time. Initially just learn. I am servant of Krishna. Engage me in your service. Engage me in your service. A deep inner feeling voice should be there as you chant. Grossly Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Background bhavana should be crying for service. Heart should cry for service. Heart should cry for mercy. Heart should cry for self-realization. Grindharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.